Hi, Emily. I'm going to give you some notes about your walk here, but good improvement from last week. Appreciate seeing also the side and the front view, and even the three-quarter view is excellent. So thank you for doing that. I'm going to try to identify some key poses here, and we will go from there, talking about those. Yeah, I'll call that a passing pose. And then this is going to be a repeat of a contact. I'll talk about it in between or break down just a little bit here, but we'll focus on these poses here. I would encourage you, in fact, I would say like put the stepped mode so that we can not get distracted by all of the interpolation happening here that the computer is doing. We're not really getting there yet. We're just going to work on like good, strong posing. And so talking about that with this contact pose, I would want to see this leg be straight. I like the angle that you have on the foot here, but I would just bring the foot forward. Didn't mean to do that. Bring the foot forward in space so that the leg is straight now, because this is like the biggest reach that the feet and the legs do it as part of the stride. I'm seeing that you're rotating the pelvis here. I love that. And this back leg is great. If you want, I mean, it looks totally straight, which is fine. If it's okay to have it have like the tiniest bit of bend, but how you're doing it is great too. So cool. I would, if you can, just give the torso just a little bit more of a forward lean. I think that if you take that cog control and just rotate it forward and leave that consistent, like across the whole shot, that'll make it look like they're kind of tipped forward or falling forward a little bit more. This contact is good. I like how you have it here on the front foot. I like that this is totally flat. If you move this foot forward a little bit more in this one, you'll probably have to move the foot forward a little bit more on this one, just so that the amount of travel looks right. Although maybe this might be right even if you move that foot forward, because currently the way that you had it from here to here, the foot didn't move much. So maybe it is perfect here, but it's just something to keep an eye on. I like the bend on the leg here is great. This should be like the lowest point. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the lowest point here, and the pelvis starts to rise up like you have it. It's rotating back nice. One thing I do want to see is wait a little bit to bring this foot forward so much. I think that this foot is now freed from having to be on the ground, so I want to see it kind of more in the air a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that that would be a little bit stronger. So leave it back a little bit more and roll the heel up more from where it was in this one. So the heel here is starting to rise up off the ground. It continues into this pose where the heel continues to rise up off the ground. And then here on this passing pose, I'm loving it. It's the apex of how high up the pelvis goes, which you have here. This leg looks straight or comfortably straight, even if it's not perfectly straight. I really like this foot and the angle that you're taking and how it's not that high off the ground. So very, very, very nicely done with this drawing or this pose here. So for this is just an in-between, getting back to the mirror of this. But what I'm seeing is I feel like this foot is too far along in the progression to get there. I still want to see it kind of like more at this angle, this rotation, and not so far forward. Because this is going to be, again, if you mirror here, this foot's going to be like at this kind of angle. So to go, you're kind of going from here to here to there. Maybe you can bring it a little bit more forward than where I drew it. But the idea is the same. As like I feel like yours is a little bit too far forward and a little bit too far rotated up that way. So at the end when the toe goes up, it should just be like a little flick. Also here, like this leg is looking way overextended. I won't give you too many notes on this pose though, because it's going to be like a mirror of this pose. And I can help you mirror the legs and stuff if you have any issues with that. So that's it from the side view. I'll look from the front view. I'm just kind of focusing on the legs and the torso and the pelvis at this point. We can talk about arms in a little bit, but maybe for now, let's just get the legs, pelvis, and torso looking good. Let's get it in step mode, and let's look at the front view. So here, yeah, okay, cool. So here, when we're about to step onto this foot, I think that we need some left and right motion here on your center of gravity, so that here when it fully steps on the foot, like it's pushed, your character is leaning over this way, right? That hip should go up a bit. Again, maybe not this much. Don't copy this exactly. And then that will kind of give you space to bring this foot forward. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, lean, get this side-to-side motion happening, especially in this frame, and that'll you'll kind of have to balance it out a little bit. Again, what I'm drawing is pretty extreme. I'm just doing it for emphasis. I'm not saying like make it that extreme necessarily, but yeah, that'll be nice. And then here, that side-to-side motion will start to head back screen right as you get prepared to like plant this foot. Yeah, this foot seems okay. So again, this pose and this pose are supposed to be mirrors of each other, more or less. And I'm seeing this foot is like translated way out to the side compared to where the red foot is in that example. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on, but just take a look at that and make sure that you know you have parity kind of between those two. See here, it's good in this passing pose. I may just work on your balance a little bit. You know, it won't be as far over to the side as it was here, but the hips should still be probably like they're coming back this way, but they're not back to their neutral point yet even. And maybe you can bring this foot a little bit more to the inside as you do this pose. Yeah, so what I would say is step mode, try to get this pose, this pose, this pose, and this pose like super solid. Just focus on those 4 drawings and then mirror them with the legs and the arms to try to get the other 4, so that you have these 8 really solid poses and we're not being distracted by the interpolation of the computer. And yeah, I look forward to seeing your progress next week, and write me with any questions. If you need help mirroring the poses or everything, I'm happy to help. All right, thanks.